tired of all the buzz surrounding electric vehicles and their promise of a greener future? Well, we have some breathtaking news. Hyundai has just released its brand new hydrogen-powered engine. Forget those outdated gasoline engines, it seems like the future is all about hydrogen. Hyundai's new N74 fuel cell engine promises to revolutionize the industry with its impressive performance and efficiency, reducing harmful emissions and aiding in the fight against climate change. Basically, it's like a superhero of engines, coming to the rescue of our planet, car by car. But let's not rush, don't just take my word for it. The CEO of Hyundai has unveiled this long-awaited technology, and we can't wait to see it in action. Imagine the roar of a powerful engine, but without the guilt of contributing to pollution. It's a scenario where everyone wins. So, buckle up and get ready for a ride, because in today's video, we'll explore the universe of Hyundai's new hydrogen engine. We'll delve into all the details of this revolutionary technology, from its impressive performance to its environmental impact. And who knows, maybe one day we'll all be out there with our own hydrogen-powered vehicles. Hydrogen fuel cell vehicles are like cooler, more sustainable cousins. They use an electric motor to power the wheels, just like an electric car. But instead of relying on a heavy battery, they use a fuel cell stack that combines pure hydrogen and oxygen from the air to produce electricity. And get ready for this, the only byproduct is water vapor. That's right, now you can drive a car and water your plants at the same time. But don't be fooled by the technical details. Scientists like to call hydrogen an energy carrier instead of fuel, but for all intents and purposes, it's a fuel. And just like gas stations, hydrogen refueling stations have started popping up everywhere. Plus, refueling takes only about 5 minutes, allowing you to hit the road without long waits. And here's the crucial point: hydrogen fuel cell vehicles have the potential to significantly increase driving range. Imagine driving coast to coast without having to stop and fill up the tank every few hours. That's a game changer. And to top it off, these vehicles are much more environmentally friendly than their fossil fuel or renewable fuel counterparts. Hyundai is at the forefront of hydrogen fuel cell technology, with plans to integrate it into a range of vehicles. From sedans to SUVs, and even commercial vehicles. They are making it clear that the future is hydrogen-powered. But I know what you're thinking. But I've never seen a hydrogen-powered vehicle on the road. And that's because they are still relatively rare, with around 15,000 on US roads by mid-2022, 50,000 by 2025 in China, and one example of the Toyota Mirai arrived in Brazil in 2022 to serve as a test bed. But don't worry, California is leading the way with a network of retail hydrogen refueling stations. And Hyundai is committed to investing in infrastructure to make this technology more accessible to consumers. Do you know what the most abundant element in the universe is? It's hydrogen. But don't be fooled by its purity and innocence in its atomic state. Hydrogen is always looking for action and ready to bond with anything and anyone it encounters. And you know what? That makes it an excellent energy carrier. With the world's focus shifting towards reducing carbon emissions, hydrogen has emerged as a protagonist in decarbonizing transportation. And that's where Hyundai comes in. They are not only working on developing a complete ecosystem for hydrogen fuel production, storage, and transportation, but they are also making it more accessible and cost-effective for us mere mortals. Hydrogen engines have serious potential. The hydrogen combustion engine can be used in a variety of applications beyond transportation. It can be used in power generation, maritime propulsion, and even in the aviation industry. The possibilities are endless. And you know what's even cooler? Hyundai's investment in this technology is expected to be a catalyst for other automakers to invest in similar technology, as has already happened with Toyota, BMW, JCB, and other brands. This will lead to more competition and innovation in the market, which ultimately benefits us, the consumers. As you may know, traditional fossil fuels are a major contributor to air pollution and climate change. But with hydrogen fuel becoming more widely available and accessible, we could be looking at a game changer. Not only would it help reduce emissions, but it would also reduce our dependence on the oil industry. Now, let's take it easy. Hydrogen engines are still a new technology, and there are some challenges that need to be addressed. One of the biggest challenges is the cost of production, storage, and transportation. Currently, hydrogen fuel is more expensive than gasoline or diesel, making it less affordable for most consumers. However, with technological advancements and economies of scale, we can expect the cost to decrease in the future. Another challenge is the lack of infrastructure. For hydrogen fuel to become a viable alternative, we need to have a sufficient number of refueling stations available to the public. As we mentioned earlier in the video, companies and governments are already working on developing this infrastructure, but we still have a long way to go. Despite these challenges, the potential benefits of the hydrogen combustion engine are clear. And let's talk about safety. Hydrogen is highly flammable and can be dangerous if not handled properly. However, automotive companies like Hyundai have implemented strict safety standards to ensure the safe handling and storage of hydrogen fuel. Another major advantage is that hydrogen fuel cells are less prone to leaks compared to gasoline and diesel tanks, making them safer to use. And let's also talk about range. Hydrogen has a higher energy density than batteries, which means that vehicles powered by hydrogen fuel cells can travel longer distances with a single fuel tank. Now, hydrogen engines are not the only technology that Hyundai is investing in to reduce emissions and improve fuel efficiency. The company is also working on hybrid and electric vehicle technology, with plans to introduce a range of electric vehicles and fuel cells in the near future. Hyundai's hydrogen combustion engine is a game changer in the quest to reduce emissions and combat climate change. The Paris Agreement has set some ambitious goals, calling for a reduction in global greenhouse gas emissions to keep the global temperature increase below 2 degrees Celsius. But with technologies like the hydrogen combustion engine, we might actually be able to achieve these goals. Now, some of you might be thinking, what about electric cars? Aren't they the future? Well, yes and no. While electric vehicles are arguably great for the environment, they have a major advantage over hydrogen cars. You can't simply refuel or recharge them at home overnight. That means hydrogen drivers are dependent on a reliable supply of the gas itself and an available refueling station. And let's be realistic, there are nowhere near as many hydrogen refueling stations as there are gas stations, at least not yet. But here's the crucial point: hydrogen fuel is renewable. Unlike fossil fuels, which are non-renewable and will eventually run out, hydrogen fuel can be produced from a wide range of sources like water, biomass, and wind energy. This makes it a sustainable long-term energy source. And that's not the only advantage of the hydrogen combustion engine compared to traditional gasoline and diesel engines. Of course, there is a major downside to hydrogen fuel: cost. Currently, a kilogram of hydrogen costs between $10 and $17 at hydrogen stations in California, which translates to about $1.35 to $6.20 per liter of gasoline. But don't be discouraged, because Honda, Hyundai, and Toyota are all offering free hydrogen fuel to their lessees and buyers for various periods in the United States. It's a step in the right direction, and we're excited to see where this technology will take us and the impact it will have on constructions. After all, in addition to the automotive sector, construction and heavy-duty vehicle companies are also in this race, seeking a solution to power their tractors, as is the case with JCB, which claimed an inability of electric motors to generate the necessary force its vehicles required, finding the solution in a substance that impressed everyone, and I revealed all of this in the video playing on your screen right now. So click there to continue with me here on Formula Turbo and let me know what you think about it. Like this video? Then give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel by enabling notifications because I post videos every day. See you tomorrow.